Anna Fox, a child psychologist, lives alone in an upscale Harlem neighborhood, grappling with severe agoraphobia that confines her indoors with her cat Punch. Anna spends her days calling her husband and daughter, watching classic movies, and snooping on her neighbors. Despite being on anxiety medication, Anna consumes it with wine. She also has a tenant named David Winter, who lives in the basement and occasionally helping her taking out the trash. However, when the Russell family moves in across the street, Anna's life takes an unexpected turn. On a rainy night, the doorbell rings. Anna finds the new neighbor standing at her doorstep. She invites him in. He introduces himself as Ethan, explaining that his mother sent him to give her a candle as a gift. During their conversation, Anna learns that Ethan is 15 years old. As a child psychologist, she discerns his vulnerable behavior as a potential sign of abuse, suspecting that he may be experiencing a difficult relationship with his abusive father. Touched by compassion, Anna assures Ethan that he can reach out to her anytime for support. On Halloween night, local kids target Anna's house, pelting it with eggs. Summoning her courage, she steps outside to confront them. This triggers a panic attack, and just before she passes out, she catches a glimpse of a woman. After regaining consciousness, Anna finds herself back in her home, assisted by the woman she saw earlier. The woman explains that she was just crossing the street. Assuming she is Jane Russell, Ethan's mother, Anna expresses her gratitude and thanks her for the candle. They bond quickly, spending the night drinking and talking about their lives. Jane opens up about her deep care for Ethan and alludes to the fact that her husband has trust issues, can be abusive, and controlling. Later that night, Alistair Russell shows up and asks Anna if any of his family had visited her this evening. Fearing the woman's vengeful husband, she denies it. On the following night, while watching a family video on her phone during a bath, Anna is abruptly disturbed by a scream emanating from the Russell home. Alarmed, she calls them, and Ethan picks up, sounding like he's sobbing but insisting that everything is fine. She then sees Jane leaving the house. Calling again, Alistair claims it's just him and his son, firmly denying any screams. However, she spots him with a hammer. Spying on the Russells with a camera, Anna witnesses an intense argument between them. Later, she notices Ethan approaching her residence. She opens her door and lets him in. Anna expresses her concerns, and Ethan implies that his father is abusing him. Anna gives him her number and assures him that her house is always a safe place. The next day, Anna appears to suffer from delusions. When she wakes up later that night, she looks out of the window with her camera and observes Jane being stabbed in the stomach. Terrified, Anna calls the police, seeing Jane's desperate cries for help. Anna grabs an umbrella and attempts to leave the house to help. However, overwhelmed by anxiety, she collapses in the street. Anna wakes up in her apartment. Detectives Little and Norelli inform her it's a false alarm, claiming everyone in the family is fine. Alice tells Anna that she has never met his wife. A woman shows up, claiming to be Jane Russell, a different woman Anna has never seen before. Even Ethan denies that Anna has met his mother. Anna believes what she has witnessed and explains the situation, but they do not believe her. Detective Little offers his card and tells her to call if needed. Anna, determined to prove she is not crazy, and starts to investigate the Russells. She discovers that Alistair used to work for a firm in Boston, but abruptly moved to Manhattan after the mysterious death of his assistant. Driven by a need for answers, Anna descends to the basement to question David if he has ever encountered Jane. Although she doesn't find David, she stumbles upon his mail. When David returns, he angrily confronts her about it, claiming that he hasn't met Jane. David also admits that he was in jail for a bar fight and is technically violating his parole since he's supposed to be in Massachusetts. One day, while Anna goes to the basement to search for her cat, she discovers an earring in David's room that she remembers Jane Russell wearing on the night of their meeting. Convinced that her suspicions are valid, Anna questions Ethan where his mother is. Ethan comes over and tells her she is confused, denying that she never met his mother. Anna believes he is just protecting his father. Alistair shows up, striking Ethan in front of Anna and ordering her to leave his family alone. The following day, Anna receives an anonymous email containing a photo of her sleeping. When the detectives arrive, her reliability is once again brought into question. The Russells confront her, furious at her unreasonable behavior, and claim that Anna has been hallucinating. David returns, providing evidence that he didn't take the picture and has a solid alibi. Amid a nervous breakdown, Anna accuses Alastair of child abuse and suggesting that David might be involved in the incidents. When she insists that her husband would believe her, Detective Norelli tells Anna that her family is deceased. Anna recalls driving with Ed and Olivia in the snow, enduring a tense confrontation over Anna's affair. As they fight over the ringing phone, Anna becomes distracted and takes her eyes off the road, resulting in the car driving over the hill in a devastating crash. Detective Little points out that Anna's medication causes her to experience hallucinations and engage in conversations with people who are not there. Anna apologizes to the Russell family and admits she was wrong. She stops pursuing her suspicions and later records a video on her cell phone before planning to commit suicide by taking an overdose. Anna then discovers a photo she took of her cat. When she zooms in the reflection of a wine glass, shows Jane, proving she is not imagining it after all. Anna shows the photo to David. He identifies this Jane as Katie Mealy and confesses he spent the night with her. She is Ethan's birth mother. She was a drug addict and gave Ethan up at a young age. Katie has been stalking the Russell family and Alastair has been paying her to stay away from Ethan. Anna asks David to confirm this to detectives, but he refuses and leaves. Then Anna hears a thud and grunt. She calls David, but there is no response. Suddenly, Ethan appears out of nowhere with a bloody knife, confessing to killing David as payback for sleeping with his mom. He had secretly invaded Anna's apartment all week with a stolen key, and he was the one who took the photo of her sleeping. Ethan also confesses he murdered Katie and Alastair's secretary, positioning himself as a budding serial killer, and he reveals his intents to kill Anna as well. Ethan desires to watch Anna commit suicide, but she tricks him, smashes a wine bottle over his head, and flees to the roof. She faces her fear and goes outside. Ethan chases Anna to the roof. The fight escalates. Ethan stabs her in the face with a garden rake. Anna desperately fights back and pushes him through the moldy skylight, which breaks easily and sends Ethan falling to his death. Anna wakes up in the hospital. Detective Little informs her that Alastair and Jane are in custody for assisting Ethan in covering up Katie's murder, and Katie's body has been discovered. Jane has confessed everything. Detective Little apologizes for not believing Anna and admits he watched Anna's suicide video. He allows her to delete it from her phone before collecting it as evidence. 9 months later, Anna has sold the apartment and says her goodbyes to Ed and Olivia. Stepping out of her front door, she enters a taxi, finally moving forward and leaving the past behind.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.